Just wanted to check in with you again. So thanks for those of you that have joined our Facebook group. We put that together as a private group, and we're going to keep communicating through that. So some of you may be seeing this update there, and some of you will be seeing it in your emails like you have in the past. But thanks for those of you that have joined. We're up to like 100 members. We should be somewhere around 150. And the primary purpose of this is just for me to have another way to communicate with you. My goal and commitment is to try and find ways to add value. And so as we do our client events, as we do our giveaways, as we give updates on the market, those are the kinds of things that we'll be posting there. And then that way you can kind of check in, or you'll maybe get some notifications of stuff as we put it in there. The other purpose for this though is for you to be able to communicate with us. And so if you have questions, just say you have a house on your street that hits the market or sells, and you want to know like some context, like what's happening, how are the showings going, what did it sell for, what did that all play out. It's an easy place. You can reach out to me about that anytime, but it's just another easy place for you to either send me a message directly through there or put a post up there. Questions as government continues to change rules on things. If you want to be kept in the loop of what's happening, you can kind of tune in there. So my hope is to create a bit of a community feel and something where we can share resources and you guys can get a hold of me. So speaking of client events, on June 2nd, we are going to be hosting a movie. Last year was our first one. It was a great event last year. I wasn't actually there, I was in Mexico at the time, but this year I will be there, and we're hosting the Garfield movie. So later on this weekend, probably by Sunday, you're going to get an email from Sylvia, who works with us, and she's going to be letting you know, looking for an RSVP. So this is for our clients, this is for our family. So if you have kids, bring them along. It's intended to be a family-friendly event, and so that's why we chose Garfield. I have no guarantees about what kind of quality the movie is going to be. It does have Chris Pratt in it, and he's funny, so hopefully we have a good time with that. But RSVP requests will come out this weekend. You can bring your kids, you can bring your nieces and nephews if you don't have kids. You can bring your grandkids, like bring people. And then we're gonna cover, hit the mic. We're gonna cover the tickets, and if you want snacks, the concession will be open and you guys can buy that. So tickets are on me, snacks are on you, but I'd love to see you there June 2nd. We will have a few more notifications coming out about that in the near future, but watch for that RSVP coming up here right away. Market update. We are in an interesting time right now. We kind of had like a very early spring market, like mid-January to middle of March. We really saw a push. It's like, if you think about driving a vehicle and pushing on the accelerator, there's a lot of momentum going into that market as people were anticipating that the interest rates were going to start coming down. And so typically through the spring market, we see that accelerator get pushed down around that time, around March, and then it carries on right through March, April, May, June, and then slows down through the summer. This year was different. We really had our push middle of January to middle of March. We saw prices come up. You know, a $1.1 million listing in October, November would have been worth 1.2, 1.25 during that period of time. Then the accelerator got let go as the interest rates held steady. And so we don't have that same push. We still have some momentum in the market, but we don't have that same push. So what we've seen in the last 10 weeks actually is that our inventory has gone from 4,500 listings across the whole Fraser Valley, just active listings, 4,500, all the way up to 6,200. Monique's tracking that for us right now every week. And so as of yesterday, we were at 6,200 listings, which that's a lot. 1,700 listings gained in the marketplace. And so we're starting to feel the effects of that across the whole market. We're starting to see prices even pull back a little bit. And so as our sales numbers in March, when we had 4,500 listings, our sales per week were like around 300 listings, or 300 sales rather. Today at 6,200 listings, we're still seeing those same numbers, around 250 to 300 sales per 7-day window. And so if that disparity continues, if that gap continues, we still keep seeing those prices, or the amount of inventory climbing. What we'll see is those prices continue to taper off. That is what I anticipate happening until the Bank of Canada decides to adjust the interest rates. People are just having a hard time affording things right now. It's very difficult to qualify. Homes are expensive. And even though our inventory is climbing, and we do see this transition to a balanced, maybe even a buyer's market within the next couple of months, the right product is still selling in short periods of time. So it's kind of spotty, but we are seeing that transition away from a seller's market into a balanced or buyer's market. And I expect that to continue until the Bank of Canada makes change to interest rate, which next rate announcement's in June. Whether they make it at that point, I'm not sure. It might be the next one after that, or even into the fall before we see interest rates. Once interest rates start coming down, there's a direct correlation with market activity and then also an inverse relationship with prices. And so as interest rates start coming down, prices are going to start climbing up again. And so if you're thinking about making a move, it's on your radar, especially if you're thinking about moving up from a townhouse under $1 million, condo or townhouse under $1 million. That price point is more active. If you're thinking about making a transition into a detached market, it might be a good time to do it, especially with inventory climbing, because sellers are getting a little bit more antsy about making their sales, and they're more open to the idea of taking a subject to sale deal, which in a busy market, once we get to interest rates coming down, we're not going to have that same kind of flexibility. As it starts to be competitive again, you'll have a harder time. It's not that you won't be able to, but you'll have a harder time getting a subject to sale deal done. So keep that in mind. If that's on your radar at all, reach out and we'll give you our thoughts on kind of where we think things are at, and specifically for your kind of property. One of the other things that I want to do starting here is I have my own database of trades and services. So if you need a plumber, or you need an electrician, or you need a painter, I collect a lot of good trades and service providers, and so I'm going to continue to do that. But I have a request for you. If you're in a position where you have a really good experience with a service provider, would you shoot me their contact information and tell me a little bit about their experience? What I want to do is I want to build out this database so that I can have it available, posted in this group if needed, or if someone has a question, you need a trade or a service provider, then I have like a really strong database that I can share back with you. So just trying to really include that service. Again, my commitment is to adding value to you, and you have at some point, you're on this list receiving this email because at some point you've trusted me. And so my goal, my driving force is to try and continue to add value to you. That's the reason for this community group. That's the reason for this Garfield movie. That's the reason for market updates. And so I'm here and I'm looking for opportunities to help you out. So if you have some thoughts or you want to chat, feel free to reach out. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you again probably next month. I'll send another video out. Like I said, we'll continue to send this video by email, but we'll also be posting it on this Facebook group. If you're on Facebook group and you haven't yet received a request from us, it should be in your notifications to join the group. Make sure to look in your notifications and check that. If you haven't received that, then shoot us an email and we'll get you added in. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.